Okay, so in the previous video we learned about creating a registration route, and in this video we're going to be creating a login route using something known as Json Web Tokens. So first of all, we'll use the package Json Web Token which we had already installed previously, Json Web Token. So what is a Json Web Token? Well, you can think of Json Web Tokens as this. So suppose you go to a shop where you give the phone to a customer service or something of that sort, if your phone has been broken or anything of that sort, and what that guy at the shop does is he writes down the details on a piece of paper and gives that piece of paper to you and says you can come back tomorrow and collect your mobile phone from here by showing this paper. So now you go back to your house and come back the next day and show him that, hey, I gave my phone to you, I want it back today. And that person, be it that particular person at the counter or some other employee at the counter, he will see that paper and he will verify the information and he will give you back the phone. So this is how Json Web Tokens actually work. So in an HTTP request, whenever you want to access some resource that is available only to some certain people, what you can do is you can have a signed JSON Web Token which you can give to the browser or in the HTTP request and say that, hey, I'm this particular user, I want to access this resource, and you can get that back from them. So that is the JSON Web Token, and I'll show you how it works properly and how you can use it. So first of all, we'll build a login route / login, and we'll do a request comma response, and we'll make this async. So we'll do a try and catch here to make sure there's no error. Also, we'll do a validation here. We'll just copy that because the changes in it is pretty minimal. Just that in a login route we won't have to be giving a name, and here also we'll just replace this with login and login. So in the login route you have to only give the email and password, and here we can do a registration validation and a login validation. Perfect. So the first thing we'll do is check if the details that have been provided is valid or not. Const error equals to login validation of request.body, and if there is an error we will just paste this. Cool. Now you will see that if any user exists with that particular email or not, and if the password is correct or not. So now const email comma password equals to request body. Alright, so now we'll do await user dot find one, where email equals email. If it does not exist, then we'll do return res dot status 404, which is a status for not found, dot JSON no such user exists. Alright, and we'll also see if bcrypt dot verify sync and the password we got and the exist dot password, if that is true, you can come to npm.js.com and you can see that this is how it is, the password and then the hash of it. So exist.password, which will be the hash form of the password, and the password that is being given to us. So we have to verify it, and if this value is false, so if this is true, then the not of true is going to be false. Then it says return res.status 401, which is the status for unauthorized.json error. Incorrect password. Cool. Now we've checked if the user exists or not, and if the password is correct or not, and if it survives these two conditions, we'll come here and we'll say const token equals to jwt.sign. So we'll come to npm.js.org, and it's always a good idea to always read the documentation of any package that you're using. So here there's documentation saying Json Web Token jwt.sign, and you can have some sort of JSON here which will be encoded, and some sort of secret here, or some sort of string which will be used as your token secret. Alright, so here will be a sign, and we'll keep the secret as ID, comma, process.env.token underscore secret. Now this token secret has to be actually added to the .env file, so we'll see token secret equals to, and this token secret should be something secure, so we can just go to the internet and say secure string generator or something of that strong, and say strong password generator or anything of that sort. You can just go through a lot of these. I'll just come here and I'll just say password length as 100 or something of that sort, include numbers, lowercase, uppercase characters, do not send across the internet, do not select the password or whatever. I'll just generate some sort of password here, and I'll just copy this and I'll paste this in here. So this is, according to the internet, a safe token secret, and this token secret will be required whenever you have to actually log in, otherwise a token will not be assigned to you. So what this jwt.sign actually does is it actually takes this JSON which is here, and it signs it and secures it with this token secret which we have used in our .env file, so that we are not gonna commit it ever. And then we can say res dot set header, and we're gonna say auth token comma token dot JSON auth token is the token. And you might be asking me why I have already set the header and all of that. Maybe you don't need this header thing anymore because you're already sending this as a JSON. Alright, so we'll hit save and we'll hope everything goes well. We'll actually start up npm test, and first of all we'll look at the database, and it has a John Doe here. So we're just gonna copy this API/user/login, and we're not gonna give any name because you don't have to give any name. First of all, let's give a wrong password and try. It says error, incorrect password, so that part works. And let's give a wrong email and try and see if that part works. It says user exists, no such user exists, so that part works. And if we give it correctly, don't get back anything. Let's see what the error is. This is JWT, the sign ID existed ID. We actually get back an auth token in the header here, so that actually, this part actually worked, the res.set header, but we didn't get back any auth token in here. So I guess we don't need to do that. We can just do a res.send here and see if that works. And we still don't get back anything. So we just do send say status successfully logged. And see if that works. And we still don't get back any response from our server, and that is because of the fact that we've already set a header before. So what we actually can do is we can either set the header or set the thing, the JSON, because what is actually happening here is it's setting the header and it's not sending back anything. So we can either do that, and when we hit send, it says status successfully logged in. So that issue which was occurring here was because of the fact that when we do a res.set header, this actually just sets the header here, and when we were doing a .send after this, it was not going to that line, it was ending the process right here, and that is why we were not getting back any response whatsoever from our server. So status successfully logged in, and we can say auth token as token, so that we can actually show you the token properly. And here's the token. It's a huge token here, and we don't really understand any of what it is, and you're not supposed to understand it. It's just generated from a token secret. So this is how you can create a login route properly using a set header .send. You can actually change this to .json here to make it better. Same thing. Now this was about the login route. Now what if we want to build a route which is private only to John Doe, which displays the details of John Doe, say like a dashboard? So we'll create a file called dashboard.js, and we'll create a file called verify token.js. Now here I'm just gonna paste this here, and in the verify token I'm gonna do module.exports equals to function request comma response comma next const jwt equals to require Json Web Token. Alright, in here we're gonna do if request dot header if there is no header saying auth token, actually the better way to do this would be right like this. There's no token, res dot status 401 dot json access is denied. Now we'll do const verified equals to jwt dot verify and see if the JWT is valid or not, and we'll pass in the token as one parameter and the environment variable, that is the token secret, as the other parameter. Token secret, and we'll say request dot user equals to verified. It's better to wrap this in a try catch block. So is the status 400 dot json error invalid token. Alright, and here we'll just do a next so that it executes the next process. This is all about verified token. In here we will actually import this const verify equals to require verify token. We'll just do a simple get request here, router.get slash dashboard comma request comma response, and in here we have to just pass this verify here, which we got from here. So if we just do that, this route is actually protected, and we can quickly display the details of this guy. We can just do, first of all, just get a try catch right here. As you remember, so the JSON that was signed in the token was basically the ID of the person, and when we did a verify token, we set the request.user equal to that JSON. So we can do const details equals to user dot find one request dot user and we can say res.json details. Alright, we actually have to set this to /API/user dashboard. So we've set up the route properly. Come to the dashboard here. So /API/user/dashboard, and if there's a problem with this, we'll know what the problem is, but according to me this is fine. We will start the server, npm start. This says, of course, okay, so the issue was we didn't export the router here, so module.exports equal router. So now it all works fine. We will actually take this auth token, copy it here, http localhost 3000/API/user/login, but this won't be login, this is gonna be dashboard. And in the header we're gonna set auth token equals to this Json Web Token, and we're just gonna do a get. You don't get back anything really, because so it says we can't, there's nothing in here. So maybe we can do a console.log request.user, so we can find what the error in here is. We again hit it, and here we can see what the request.user is, and it says this is the ID and this is the thing here. We'll just check our database once to make sure that the request.user actually does still exist with the password and email. So request.user ._id, and we do an async, and we forgot to do an await here. I think that was pretty much the error we were making, that we forgot to do an await here, so the value is not getting stored, but fine now, and we get back the details. However, if I don't give this header, it says error access is denied. So this is how you can create a private route in here, and it says cannot set headers after they sent to the client, but it's not really something we gotta worry about. We just clear this. That error was coming because we hadn't returned it here, so it was just coming inside the if, returning something, then again trying to return something inside the dashboard. That's why that error was coming. So whenever we actually do this return, this function actually ends it right then and there, so there is no error of, you know, some other response being executed again. So now if we do an npm test again, I think that error should be gone. We don't give an auth token, it says error access denied, and you can see the requested user right here. So this is how you can actually create a login and a registration route and actually protect a route using JSON Web Tokens. I hope you enjoyed this section, and this is it for this section, I guess. In the next section we'll be actually learning how to deploy this particular API of ours to a cloud server. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching the video.